Yes. But let's come back to PTSD. Huh? I don't think that somebody who has PTSD, if somebody is actively dealing with PTSD, and they come, let's say they come to me, they say, hey man, I have been, you are a fourth way practitioner, teacher, and I have severe PTSD. I was in a war and all my buddies, they were killed, and I was in special missions, or, you know, I was raped, and this and terrible things happen, and I have seen whatever, you know, intense stuff. Can you help me? As a spiritual or fourth way teacher, I would say, no, that's not what you need. That's not, you don't need fourth way to 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 deal with your PTSD. No, I would work with them as a psychotherapist, and I will work with them with other tools which are right for the job. So to process their trauma. So I would use a psychosomatic inquiry or somatic psychotherapy to have them bring awareness, so that there is, I use all my fourth way experience of connected to awareness and stuff like that, but they don't need all that theory, and they don't need to do all that work. The fourth way work is about development of completion of oneself from the point of view of consciousness, awakening, being. The guy doesn't tell me, hey man, I want to attain enlightenment. He says, hey man, I'm suffering with PTSD. So I am kind of honoring what they want, and actually, if I start to go into all kind of fourth way, that's not fourth way practices which are actually good. That's not going to help them, and it's going to keep the PTSD there stuck, and they're going to get more kind of crazy in a certain way. And they won't be able to apply the fourth way so well because they have this charge of their trauma spinning in their body, and then they will feel like they are not good enough about the fourth way, and they need psychosomatic processing, or they need some skillful, ethical, psychedelic assisted session. Like there are a lot of studies now that there are certain substances like MDMA and mushroom, even ketamine, that in the context of a very skillful, intentional, integrous container for the purposes of processing can cure and release PTSD in a pretty short time. Also, I know there's medicine work, like there's actually time-honored traditions like ayahuasca, other things like that can help, provided that there's still a skillful container and the shaman is trauma-informed. It's a real shaman. It's not like a influence, new agey wannabe shaman. Yeah. So I would do that. I would process the trauma.
So yeah,
And
so a fourth way, I mean, all people that is in a spiritual paths, whatever paths are like yoga, fourth way, blah blah, Buddha, blah. Some of them have these traumatic experiences, so they have to go to therapy or these kind of recommendations that you give.
yeah,
Right?
I mean, yes. And I love, non-duality, the direct path. Dzogchen, somebody was making a comment, and I will answer that. Like Dzogchen, Vajrayana Buddhism, Kashmir Shaivism, non-duality, the direct path, Advaita Vedanta. I love these paths, but if somebody has serious trauma, you can still walk this path. Yeah, you can do that, provided you are really interested in awakening and the truth and God. Do that, but have a pit stop. Go and do some processing of your trauma in some way. It doesn't have to be a therapist. Sometimes they are like wonderful coaches or even spiritual teachers who might be trauma informed. So it has to be trauma-informed, ideally, somatic psychotherapy, process that. Don't try to transcend that with God and all of that. Just you can process it, it's possible. Somatic experiencing, Peter Levine, many approaches. Yeah. Killer inquiries can help. So do that. And then see if you still want awakening and stuff. If you still want awakening or truth, God, then just keep going. Now you are going to do that. Yeah.
Thank you.